So, even though I've just recently started my journey with the collective family, I'm so super glad that Latoya sent me a DM on LinkedIn. I'm so glad that we met, and I'm so glad to be in the Elevation Experience. So far, just seeing the structure, how she just puts everything together, where it helps you to just think about things that you just didn't think about in your career journey, and instead of feeling kind of boxed in, like you can only do one thing, or just feeling like you're all over the place. As you do each assignment, you're going to see for yourself that you're going to grow, and you're going to begin to see how things align for you as far as what you can do in your career and your next move. So I would encourage anybody who is looking for the next step in their career to join the Career Collective. If you can be a part of the Elevation Experience where you have more hands-on support from Latoya, even better. So I'm just excited to see where I land. And I'll be so happy to share with you all my story and my testimonial of what being in the collective did for my life, because I know it's going to be life-changing.
Good evening. Happy Sunday. I am trying something different in that I'm in a whole different space. Um, Part of the benefit of being a solopreneur and working from home is sometimes I just get to chillax on my favorite sofa while my kids are around me and waiting on my husband to come home. So that's what we're doing. So I figured I'd do a quick live while we're waiting for him to get off of work. But October 15th has a lot of things coming up. You have seen me share those items. There is a virtual career fair for higher ed, and there's also a virtual career fair for NAACP. I need to share that information with you pretty soon here, but that is coming up as well. But even more exciting is the evening of October 15th. I am hosting a workshop. If you are in the Career Collective community already, you get to attend at no cost. It's wrapped up in your membership cost. And then if you are not, $9. $9 to get some actionable items that you can take away and apply the very next day. It's like trying out career coaching for $9. So I do that just to make sure too. So I know people are going to be there and present, and I really want you to get value out of your time that you spend with me. And you'll have a worksheet, and I have a new freebie, and I've let some people try it. This free item, and I have received raving reviews. So I look forward to sharing um, that with the people who attend. And so October 15th is Pivot to Purpose from Stuck to Strategy. And that's going to be at 7 o'clock Eastern. So 6 Central, keeps attracting the time. If you're interested, I will make sure to link it here in the comments of the video. And I will also make sure to share it again. I'm going to be talking about it every day up until the day of the event. Excuse me. It is part one of a two-part series, but what we're going to be focused on is really for those who have been overlooked for roles and just tired of it. You got the skills and you cannot figure out why you're just not getting the recognition that you need. We're going to be talking about how you show up, what you need to do to show up, get the recognition, and be able to move forward. and doing that with confidence, because I think that that's one of the biggest things. If if you are a government employee and you have been impacted by the furlough, I would like for you, and you're interested in attending, I want you to comment below and just comment the word impacted. I will reach out to you. I wanted to have a conversation with you, just and also check in, see how you're doing, because I know this is impacting a lot of people, and operating in that space of not knowing, and want to make sure that you know that you're encouraged, you're being thought about, prayed for, all the things. But hoping and praying that this is short lived and that you all are able to return to work here soon. If not, I always say you want to stay ready so you don't have to get ready. So, again, if you are a, a federal employee that has been impacted by the furlough, please comment impacted, and I will reach out to you and see and discuss if there's something I can send your way, how I can be some assistance, and kind of go from there. But I am thinking of you all. Um, the second one will be on part two will be on the 29th of October. And so I hope to see you there. But newsletter goes out tomorrow, and I realized there are a lot of career coaches and resume writers out there. And I want to talk about the use of AI for a moment. Some people are becoming so dependent on AI, or they're using it in such a way that they're discrediting those that have took the time and years and have the experience of honing their craft, especially for resume writers, and they're being discounted. And the AI wouldn't have what it has without them. They had to get it from somewhere, right? And so I'm saying all of that to say there are a lot of people out there still. Yes, you're using ChatGPT, you're using Gemini, you're using Copilot. You might even have Galaxy AI or Claude or all. There's so many that can be named, and it's still not getting the job done. So the AI is a tool. It is not a replacement. I will shout that from the mountain tops. And those recruiters out there, the savvy ones, they can tell you. I have seen people send me their resume proudly and say, "Oh, I got this from ChatGPT." Please don't send that nowhere. Please don't send that to anybody. There's so much more than a large language model taking words and keywords and terms from a job posting and then making sure it's on your document. It is Resume writing is so much more than that. And I'm just saying that just as I think about all the resume writers out there, and I know a lot of them are having to pivot. Matter of fact, I would love to partner with a resume writer. I am a career strategist. I create resumes and I draft them and all that good stuff. But I would rather spend my time focusing on strategy and things of that nature with my clients. So if you are a resume writer, let's chat. How can we collaborate? I value what you bring to the table, and I know the value that you bring to the table. So that doesn't mean Okay, my current people, yes, I will still do it. I can do it. I can do it, no problem. I'm just saying it's not my favorite thing to do. So why not? Why not collaborate? There's enough out there for all of us. And now that I say that, there's a lot of career coaches out there, and you have to find the career coach that's right for you. I'm not for everybody, and you have a lot of influencers out there, and they're going to give you the tips and the strategy, or the tips and the advice and the recommendations, but that's it, because they're there for influence. And that's fine and dandy, but for a true career coach, if you want someone that's going to sit there and discuss that strategy and how it applies to you specifically, you're going to want a career coach. You're going to want a career coach that you can trust, that understands your industry, where it is that you're trying to go, that can understand what it is that you need to be pushed on and challenged on, and not just offering a 4 week, 6 week program and wham bam, thank you, ma'am, and send you on your way. I, again, not for everybody, but I really truly believe that with my clients, it is a relationship. And after you achieve that first goal and get that first job, we're going to stay connected and we're going to keep working, because you should have plan B, or what was the next thing in line. That first goal is just the first, right? So after you do that, okay, how do we maximize this new position that you have to help you reach goal number 2? And then goal number 3, and what your ultimate goal is. What is the plan? What is the strategy? And I'm going to keep you accountable and check in on you and motivate you. And again, challenge you uh, when you think you want to give up, or you have read yet another do this, not that article on LinkedIn, or seen it on Facebook or TikTok or Instagram, or seen some promise of do this and your resume will get through the applicant tracking system, or do this and you'll get the interview. I'm telling y'all, it's a bunch of noise. Okay. Find you a career coach that you can relate to, that you mesh with well, that understands what it is that you're trying to do and where you're trying to go, and let that be your person, and work with them and work with them. A lot of distraction comes in, and you try to do and hear what others are saying, and that's all fine and good, but that's for that specialty, that niche that they have. There are career coaches that have been in human resources for 10, 15 years, 20 years. There are career coaches that are hiring managers. That's what they've done. They did not work in recruitment, but they were hiring managers. And so then they help, and they are career coaches for people for that industry or that specialty that they were hiring managers for. You see what I'm saying? So um, if you are, if you're in IT, and you want to work at places like Google, Facebook, Meta, and all that, you might want to find a career coach that's what they did. And what they're doing is sharing and giving you inside information from a perspective of, I had to hire people for these roles. So I know what is often looked for and sought out. And there should be a good relationship there. There are so many career coaches. Again, me personally, I am in favor of those that have worked in the recruitment process and know how to teach. There are some people who are on the bandwagon and just trying to make a couple of bucks. But if they have been involved in that hiring process and have the heart of a teacher, the heart of a coach, then you may align with them, especially if they were in that field that you're trying to go into. That is something to keep in mind, or have been around it and know, or someone who has been in all the positions when it comes to, or phases of recruitment, because there's so many phases. And actually, that's what I'll do as the week progresses. We'll go through all the phases of recruitment. And I'll just say it from the standpoint that I have. Most of them are the same. But, when people say, okay, there's these ghost jobs out there, or this job isn't real and whatnot, I'm telling, if you find out that to be the case, then that might not be a place where you want to work. There's so much involved typically with getting a job posted that the hiring manager typically wants to move fast. Someone has left, they got a vacancy, they got a need, they want to fill it. When you see things going a little bit slower, pause, and there might be some questions that you want to ask the recruiter if they reach out to you. So I think that's about all. I just wanted to say a few things and make sure I got out here. Please remember that we have Pivot to Purpose on October 15th. Would love, love, love to have you there. And I might hop on randomly throughout the week because it is fall break for my kiddos. But again, if you are a government employee and you've been furloughed and impacted, please reach out to me. So I just kind of want to, even have a conversation or see how I can help. And then what else? See, I'm doing this on the fly. This is not scripted. If you have been laid off and you have not worked, let's say in the past 3 months, if you've been laid off and not worked for more than 3 months, okay, you know what? Hey, anytime, reach out. I just kind of want to have a conversation and see what it is that you're struggling with, because then I can work towards programming, right? Or things that can help the masses the best that I can, or even trying to come up with ways for sponsorship to help those that are truly strapped. I do a lot of things, free services and resources. They are out there, but even if you're in that predicament, in that situation, please be mindful of who you listen to and what you follow. You can't follow everything and everybody. It leads to confusion. It leads to inconsistency, and that shows up. So that's all for now. And if you watched this whole thing, thank you. If you know somebody that is impacted by the furlough, please pass along my information. We'd love to hear from them. And if there is anything that you would like for me to cover or talk about in more depth in these live series, or even any of my postings, or questions that you have in general about the recruitment process and getting hired, feel free to send me a message, comment on my newsletters, anything like that, and I will see how I can implement and get you an answer as best I can. And that's it. All right. See you tomorrow.